Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's finally time for me to activate my wildcard. So in this video I will be revealing my wildcard picks and also talking about my plan for the upcoming game weeks. We're changing on this channel. We are going to be focused and we're planning ahead. Hopefully it pays off. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see whether my wildcard does well or not. Fingers crossed it does, and turn on the notification button where you will hopefully see me celebrating a green arrow. If you've already used your wildcard, do let me know in the comments how it went for you. I don't know whether I've used my wildcard too late, so only time will tell, but now we'll have a look at who I'm picking. For reference, this is what my team currently looks like. The only people to survive my wildcard selection are Trippier, McAllister and Haaland. The rest have been decimated, they've been replaced. And this is what my team now looks like with my first wildcard draft. I'm currently on FPL Team, which is the best website to plan ahead. And if you are astute, you'll have noticed this is for Game Week 34. So originally I was going to use my wildcard in Game Week 34, but I have had a terrible game week and I'm panicking. There's no way to sugarcoat it. So I'm bringing the wildcard forward. This is what my team setup will look like if I was to use my wildcard this week and make no changes whatsoever. And I actually like the look of it. There are areas that I could change. For example, I've got a lot of single game week players on my bench and I have 2 single game week players starting. I could transfer them and maybe bring in some more double game week players, but I think the team looks fairly strong. So the priority for this wildcard was to get as many double game week assets as possible. So I've got triple Man United, triple Brighton, double City and then Salah. If we have a look at my triple Brighton, I have taken out Estepinian and I brought in Dunk because he was marginally cheaper and I just needed as much money as possible. And then I've finally brought in Matoma. Everyone has had Matoma on their teams for weeks and I've had fear of missing out. So I'm so happy he is finally on my team. And then I've also brought in McAllister. I am slightly nervous about not having March, but we will cross that bridge when it comes. Hopefully McAllister, Matoma and Dunk have me absolutely covered. And then looking at my triple Man United, you will notice I have gotten rid of all of my Chelsea assets. Kepa was a really good keeper to have. He picked up bonus points, he gets the save points. I really enjoyed having him, but Chelsea is stressing me out. So him and Chilwell, gone. There is no Chelsea in my FPL team, which I think will be good for me personally. But I brought in De Gea. Obviously, they've got the double game week, and I've also brought in Martinez. Now, double Man United defence, I am not feeling fully confident. I don't know whether Martinez is a pick that I'm particularly excited about. I did talk about him in my previous video and I'm not expecting too much from him, but if he can keep a clean sheet, I will be absolutely over the moon. And then I've also got in Martial in my front 3. I think it's either a genius move or utter idiocy. We're not sure, only time will tell. I'm not 100% convinced on this pick, but with Rashford out, I'm feeling optimistic. There may be a place for him. I'm not sure. I have messaged my FPL nemesis, who is a Man U fan, asking for advice, and he hasn't replied. So if it doesn't pay off, then I'm blaming him. But reluctantly, I took out Tony for this, and I am a massive Tony fan, but he is 1 yellow card away from suspension. Brentford are playing away at Wolves, and their away form isn't that good. And I thought, you know what, I'm wildcarding. This is how I'll be set up for 34. If I can get the strongest possible team out this week and then not have to make any transfers, hopefully I can start rolling transfers again, not taking hits. And it's injury season, it feels like. So I want to be able to keep as many transfers as possible. So they are my Man United assets. And then we've gone through Brighton. Double City, nerve-wracking. I would love to triple up on City. They are doing well. They are absolutely storming through every single game. But Pep Roulette frightens me, and I have been scorned by him in the past, and I won't do it again. I don't know, I don't feel as though there are any nailed defenders. It would really help me out because then I could obviously play my City player in Game Week 34, but it's just too much of a risk, and then they might end up being a double Game Week player anyway. I can't do it. So I've gone for Grealish and I've gone for Haaland. Grealish I've been wanting to bring in for a while, so I'm glad he's finally in the team. Haaland's nailed. I don't know if Grealish is. So there's so many ifs and buts in this wildcard team. But I'm hoping where Grealish has performed so well. I mean, I think the last 4 games, 2 goals, 2 assists, that's a very strong performance. If Pep was to ask me, I would tell him to keep Grealish because he's doing really well. So that's my justification. And I brought in Salah. It's really frustrating with Liverpool because they have the double game week. And again, I would love to triple up on Liverpool assets. but there are none that are really persuading me. I did have Trent in an earlier draft, but it's too much money to put into my defence, and I don't know whether it would pay off necessarily. But I've gone Salah. I mean, Liverpool's fixtures look fantastic coming up, and I think Salah is on the rise. Am I jinxing that? I think he's going to do quite well in the next couple of game weeks. So I brought him in. Looking at the rest of the team and my single game week players for 34, I've still got Kane. I'm really keen to keep him for this week's fixture against Bournemouth. I'm actually going to that game, so do follow me on Instagram and I will post some behind the scenes footage. Fingers crossed, because he's on my team, he does really, really well. This is one of the reasons I did say I am against a Threemium. I am. I'm not a massive fan of it. Sometimes I think you're better spending your money elsewhere on cheaper players. But I have gone for it. I'm going full force until the end of the season. I'm too scared to go without Kane, basically, and I'm too scared to go without Salah. So all three of them are in my team. Hopefully it pays off. I don't know whether I will keep Kane up until game week 34. Again, I could maybe bring in another double game week player, but we will see. I'm going to keep an eye on his form. I don't know. Spurs are a funny team because they're not that great, are they? Say it quietly because I have a lot of friends that are Spurs fans. But Kane seems to just consistently be getting FPL points. So we'll take it for now. We'll see if that continues. And then on my bench, I've got Ward, who was on my team previously. I'm not really planning to play him that much. I think De Gea will be my go-to goalkeeper, but it's good. I've got someone cheap there and they can fill the void in case De Gea isn't playing for whatever reason. Then I have got, my Palace defender. I have looked all over YouTube on how to pronounce his surname and I can't find anything. Everyone just calls him Mark. So we're going for Mark. We brought Mark in. Palace's fixtures up until game week 34 are so good. They're playing Southampton, Everton, Wolves and West Ham. West Ham I'm a bit more iffy about, but the first three, I can see myself starting him every single game week. That's a really, really strong set of fixtures. And I'm quite keen to have a Palace player. I don't think I've had a Palace player since I had Zaha, probably before Christmas. So that's exciting. It's like my new Ben Mee, someone just a little bit more different. And then reluctantly, this one hurts. I've taken out Saka. I just needed to make money. I needed to make room. I bought in Martinelli, which I am really pleased about, but I wanted to have double Arsenal assets and I don't have that and it's scaring me. Ideally, I would have had Martinelli and Saka, but I just couldn't afford it. And Martinelli, for me, seems like the better pick for now. So I brought in Martinelli, and then I've also doubled up now on Newcastle defence. Trippier does such a good job, so I brought in Burn as well. It was very close between Burn and Botman. The only thing that edged it for me was Burn has, I think, one more bonus point. That was it. They're the exact same price point. It's going to be one of those ones. Botman's going to score a goal or something, isn't he? But it's fine. We've got Burn as well. So if we go back to the upcoming game week, this is what my team is set up like. Now, there is probably some Chelsea bias in me coming out because I have benched both McAllister and Dunk. I'm living in hope. I keep thinking Chelsea are going to have a comeback and I'm hoping it is against Brighton, but I definitely see, hopefully, it's really hard saying hopefully both sides conceding, but I don't have Brighton defence, so I will say it. Hopefully both sides concede. Well, hopefully Chelsea doesn't concede, but I see them conceding. It would be really nice. There's no winning situation. I'm going to stay away from it. Anyway, not going on a Chelsea rant. I have benched Martinez, and that is just because it's a Forest home game, and Forest have this knack of always scoring in home games. So I can see them conceding in that one. So Martinez has been benched. We're starting De Gea in goal, which is no surprise. We've got our double Newcastle defence. Hopefully it pays off. The first game week of having double Newcastle. We've got Mark. It doesn't feel right, Mark. We've got Mark against Southampton. It's an away game. Palace did really well last week. Potentially, they're going to be on a bit of a, I don't know, they'll be excited. The vibes will be good. So they should do well. Salah against Leeds. I am praying he does good things. Salah's a really hard one. He is just in and out of my team all the time, and I always put faith in him, and then it doesn't work. And when I'm about to give up, he does really well. So maybe I have no faith in him this week. Leeds are going to absolutely annihilate Liverpool. We'll do some reverse psychology there. Matoma is starting. I do want him to get goals, but not too many. I still want Chelsea to win. And then Martinelli, Grealish. We've got Kane against Bournemouth. This Bournemouth fixture is one of the main reasons that I brought Kane into my team. And then Martial, I'm not 100% sure he will stay on my team, but he is there for now, and it's Forest away. If he could get a goal, I would be very pleased. But sad for Forest. This is so hard when I've got such a soft spot for teams. And then we've got Haaland. He will be captained against Leicester. Hopefully we get a hat-trick. He does really well for me. And then I've got my vice-captain on Salah. But Game week 32, I will be using my free hit. So stay tuned for that. My Brentford players are all going to come back in. And then game week 33, again, I think it's well set up. I can't see any glaring issues where I need to make transfers. I will be playing, again, it's Forest away. I'll play McAllister against Forest, and then I will probably bench, this is tough actually, because I can imagine City Arsenal is going to be absolutely crazy and there will just be goals galore. I don't know, maybe I'll keep my Brighton assets bench for that one. Come back to me in the Game Week 33 team selection, and remember to subscribe so you don't miss that because I can't reveal all of my transfer plans. This is strange forward planning, but it's fun. I feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more organised. And then that takes us up to Game Week 34, which we've already been through. So I do feel as though this is a strong team, but I don't know whether I've gotten myself into this bubble of wildcard drafts and now I'm just relieved that I have something set in stone. So do let me know in the comments what you think. That's the first draft of my wildcard team selection. I may make some changes between now and the deadline, but I think I'm pretty set on most of the players that I have picked. But do let me know in the comments if there are any glaring issues or anything that I need to fix. As I touched on in the video, I will be going to the Spurs game on Saturday, so follow me on social media. I'll be posting things to my Instagram story, and I'll also post matchday vlog over on TikTok. All of the links are in the description below. And best of luck with this game week. I will see you in the next video.